This is Spoken by Elswith, a Femdom Hypnosis podcast, Season 4. Welcome to today's podcast. I am Mistress Elswith, sometimes called Queen or Empress or, well, actually, I have racked up quite a few nicknames. There is a free session for you today, and it is called Only If It Pleases You. Now, this session, it does touch a bit on emotion play. It's not harsh enough that you're going to find yourself feeling very uncomfortable, but it is enough that it stirs up different types of feelings, and most of you, I know, quite enjoy that. A little bit of breaking that fourth wall. Also, it is a language play session, so you're going to find during it that I'm going to give you the answers that you're going to be able to use. You're going to be required to respond in one of two ways: if it pleases you, or only if it pleases you. And don't worry, I'll explain the rules for both as we get into it. But if you're a little bit impatient, I will give you a hint. If I ask you a question and the answer is a definite yes, that means you will say, if it pleases you. And if the answer is a no, but you want to still answer, well, need to still answer in a polite way, the reply is only if it pleases you. Simple enough, right? But like I said, as we get into the session, it'll all make a lot more sense. Now go ahead and find a place where you can be ready for today's session. Somewhere comfortable, unlikely to be interrupted, and you are definitely not driving. Take a good, deep breath in. Hold it to the count of 3, and then exhale fully. And I want you to continue to do that as I send out a quick thank you and a reminder to my patrons. The thank you, first of all, is to A, for a very generous gift of an IKEA gift card. My workspace, my recording space that is, it's in a need of a little sprucing up. Now, I might be missing a connection somewhere, but I don't think A is one to send me a lot of messages on Patreon or through emails. But sometimes a gift from my wish list is a nice way to get a little 5-minute personalized file from me. So if you're A and you're listening, and of course you'd like that, send me a note letting me know what you would like. Think along the lines of the deep repetition sessions. And if you're not A, you can go look at my wish list. There's quite a variety of things on there, and I appreciate all of your gifts. Now, the quick message to my patrons. Because today's free session is one that's dedicated to language play, I'm making one of my other language play sessions available to my patrons for this month. That's the Dear Darling session. Look on Patreon and you will see my post with more information there. Okay. Good job with your breathing. Almost ready to really dive in. It's time for today's session to begin. Be aware that this session includes some statements that you might feel are overreaching. It might touch on an interest or an experience that's a little too forward, especially if you and I have only just met. This is all in the name of playing with your emotions. But remember that in the beginner bundle, there is a safe word setting session that you can listen to before or after or as often as you need. This is Only If It Pleases You, edited version. Emotional play, spoken by Elswith. I want you to make yourself as comfortable as possible and just listen to the sound of my voice. And as you do, you may be aware of other sounds going on around you, but know that they're not important. They do not matter at all. So you can dismiss them out of your awareness and focus your mind entirely on what I'm saying. And I will be talking to you about numbers. And each and every time I mention the word number or numbers, I want you to relax your entire body just a little more than it already is. Just relax your body a little deeper. And when I say a number after the word number, for example, number 5 or number 6, I want you to go that times more deeply relaxed and comfortable. And most of us know all our numbers, from 1 to as far as we can count. Or imagine that we can count those numbers as far as they will go, and how those numbers can stretch into infinity. And many even know the numbers in another language and can count fluently in that language, and sometimes even more than one, perhaps 4 or 5 different languages. So, I want you to start with the number 1 and just think about the number 1 and what it can mean and what you associate with the number 1. Perhaps you consider your mistress to be your number 1, if you have one, or maybe you think of yourself being number 1. After all, oneself is often referred to as one, and we possess only one of so many things. One nose, for example, one head and one neck. And as you think of your one nose, perhaps you could take a deep breath in through those 2 nostrils and breathe out. And it would be nice if your head and your neck were as comfortable as they could possibly be. So if you need to move, to go deeper into relaxation, then please do so. Relax that head and your neck. And breathe in one more time through those 2 nostrils, relaxing that nose, and breathe out. And of course, there are many things that you have two of. Two hands, for example. How do those hands feel now? Are they relaxed? Are they open or closed? If there is any tension at all in one of those two hands, then please let it go. Imagine it flowing out of those fingers. The 4 fingers and 1 thumb on your right hand, and the 4 fingers and 1 thumb on your left hand. Let them relax. Let go. Notice any sensations in those 2 hands. Perhaps warmth and comfort. Maybe tingling. And be aware of the temperature of the air on those hands. Notice where the air touches the skin and where those hands are resting as you relax them completely, one by one, easily, effortlessly. Then be aware of those 2 feet resting there, side by side, and notice how those 2 feet feel. Are they heavy yet? If not, let them become heavy. What is the position of those feet? Notice it now. Where do they rest? Is anything touching those feet? Perhaps already those 2 feet feel as though they no longer belong to you. And yet they do. For they are your 2 feet. And you have 5 toes on the end of each one. 5 toes on your right and 5 on your left. And go 5 times more deeply relaxed. Going back to the number 2, notice the relaxation in those 2 arms, the left and the right, and where they are joined by the wrists to the hands. And feel that relaxation spreading all the way up and down those 2 arms and wrists and your 2 hands. Your 2 legs can relax too, and even as you become aware of the position of those 2 legs, you already realize that they are becoming heavy too. In fact, your whole obedient body is relaxing and becoming heavy and comfortable. Relaxing easily, effortless, going deeper still. And even before you think of the number 3, you might find yourself wondering what you have 3 of. For you know that you have 3 fingers, but there are more as well. In fact, including your thumbs, you probably have more than 3 sets of these 3 digits. And the same goes for your toes. But what else can you equate to the number 3? Perhaps for you, it is a lucky number. After all, don't people say that the 3rd time will be lucky? Or perhaps you know people who are one of 3 children, or are born in the 3rd month of March, or even on the 3rd day. Number 3 may mean something completely different to you, and if so, that's fine. Just let yourself focus on the number 3, the 3 sides of a triangle, and how they join up to make just one shape. Number 4 can be easier to associate things with. After all, there are 4 elements: fire and water, earth and air. For you are breathing in that air now as you drift 4 times deeper into comfort, into relaxation, feeling 4 times more comfortably relaxed and at ease. And we haven't even reached the number 5 yet, although you are already aware of certain parts of your body of which there are 5, and these are already relaxed. Your 5 fingers on the right hand and the 5 on your left, and your 5 toes on the right foot and 5 on the left. In fact, your whole body is relaxing very nicely, and it would be nice to allow your mind to relax too. Perhaps you can discover the pleasure of letting your mind wander. Sometimes it drifts back to when we were a certain age, and 5 seems to be a nice, easy age for people to remember. An age when children often become aware of their surroundings and their place in the world. For you can be aware of your surroundings as you rest here, nice and comfortable. And even with your eyes closed, can you remember the details of the room in which you are resting? And can you recall where you were 5 hours ago, or 5 days? And be aware of your body resting here, aware of the time of day and the time of year, noticing how comfortable and rested you are as you enjoy these sensations of peace and tranquility. Be aware that there is nothing to do but relax and let go. You can allow your mind to wander wherever it will, backwards or forwards in time, even sideways to events that are happening in your present day, knowing that none of this matters very much right now. There is a time to attend to what needs to be attended, and a time to relax. And this is your time to relax and feel comfortable. Now, think of the word number and how it is spelled, with the same letters as the word number, number, number. And in a moment, I'm going to count the numbers from 5 down to 1. And with each and every descending number, I want you to imagine your body from your shoulders all the way down to your toes, becoming number and number. 5. Going 5 times more deeply relaxed as your body becomes number. 4 times more deeply relaxed than it previously was. And your body, from your shoulders down, feel heavy and numb. 3 times more deeply relaxed and comfortable. Heavy and numb, numb and heavy. 2. I want you to double that relaxation. You are feeling so comfortable and so safe, so open and obedient. And 1. Your whole body is heavy and relaxed, numb and heavy and so relaxed. I will be quiet for a few moments as you take yourself even deeper down. And when you next hear my voice, you will be in the perfect state of mind in which you are ready and happy to accept the suggestions that I offer. You have 2 answers that I'll allow you to give to my questions. Now these are just for the questions. For statements, you can reply in your typical ways. So let's say that your loving, wonderful mistress offers you a choice that you'd rather not have. Instead of saying, "No thank you," you will say, "Only if it pleases you." That phrasing, "only if it pleases you," is your way to signal to me that you'd really rather not. But it still sounds like you're absolutely game for anything, doesn't it? The other answer is "if it pleases you." You know, for those things that I offer you that make you practically shout, "Yes, yes, thank you, yes." That answer, "if it pleases you." Nice, right? So try them out. Let's pretend I'm offering you one of your least favorite foods. How would you reply? "Only if it pleases you." And here I am, offering you a weekend getaway that you just can't resist. What would you say? "If it pleases you." Well done. You are a quick learner. Another phrase that you're likely already familiar with is "always your pleasure." This is your response when I say that something is for my pleasure. Hearing you speak in lovely phrases that I've given to you is my pleasure. And you say, "always your pleasure." That's easy. My captured man. The man who opens his mind because of me. The man who goes to sleep with my voice in his head and sets his day on the right course with my voice again in his ears. You see yourself through my eyes and ask if you are pleasing. You're also the man who moves his body, who exercises because I demand that you be the best version of yourself, who drinks more water because I suggested it's a good idea. Why do you seek this complicated relationship? Serving a woman that you can't touch. Serving a woman that can't touch you. You're going to hide behind hypno kink, yes? Of course you are. You're going to say that you do feel my touches, that you do feel my skin when we're in that shared headspace. Of course, this is what you would say. But would you still want me if I lived 2 blocks away? Or next door? Or had you tied to the foot of my actual bed? Is it the mystery? Or is it laziness? Is it the fact that I could imagine you as perfect, and you are, instantly? Yet, you admit flaws to me that shatter that fantasy. You admit to me when you lose your token, while others have proudly stated they've kept theirs for weeks. You complain about being so busy, yet others send good morning and good evening messages daily. Are you truly ever too busy to wish someone that you adore a good morning? Odd. And you ask me for humiliation, but I wonder if it's your way to seem like you're somehow different from the other guys. That if I speak to you about dressing you in pearls and long opera gloves, that you'll see them as merely tokens of affection. Soft, silky gloves used to brush against my skin to make me feel wonderful. Pearls, because I do so love a man in pearls. And you'll tell yourself it has nothing to do with feminine things at all. Nothing at all. It's just decoration. And you're right. It is for my pleasure. Repeat, always your pleasure. Again, always your pleasure. Good boy, good pet. Do you want to be a pretty princess for me? Did I hear an only if it pleases you? Or was that if it pleases you? Let me ask you one more time. Do you want to be a pretty princess for me? Don't worry, my dear entranced floating man. It isn't your manly nature that I want to take from you right now. It is your mind. Do you want me to take your mind? Remember, only if it pleases you, or if it pleases you. Do you want me to take your mind? Do you want me to take your memories? Do you want me to take your habits? Do you want me to take your assumed goals? I love giving you pleasure in the way a woman 2 blocks away could not. You dress in the items that I choose because I have chosen them. They give me joy, and I deserve this. It is my pleasure. I deserve to see you in whatever I find pleasing, because you want to please me. It is why you push yourself to remember those habits. It's why you sometimes feel as if maybe you're too much of a disappointment and should step back. But could you? Would you ever want to lose this? Because my voice has been in your ears for endless minutes, hours, for weeks, for months, maybe years. You kneel before me because it is how our relationship works. Do you like to be on your knees? I have no craving for the mundane, the man full of limits and how-tos, the one so sure of himself, his limits, with no room in his mind for my words. You kneel before me because it is what makes me want you, isn't it? A man on his knees with plenty of room in his mind for my words. Do you want to be filled with my words? This is what we crave, what people like us need. We need to be able to explore, build, fantasize, create, break down, and reassemble. Enjoy. Use our minds in a way that others may never even dream possible. You allow me to use your mind because I need as well. Do you want to be the one that satisfies my needs? An open mind in a man is a joy. Being taught how to be pleasing is a relief, not because you're horribly inept, but because it gives you ways to be ever closer, to grow in yourself. It shows your strength. Would you like to be stronger with my help? You don't actually lose yourself or lose anything at all with this relationship. You gain and gain and gain, and you're desired. Do you want me to desire you? You're wanted. Do you want me to want you? So many men who may find being on their knees distasteful or degrading don't realize just how very attractive and irresistible the intelligent, submissive man is to a woman like me. Do you want to be that intelligent man? Do you want to be that submissive man? Do you want to be dressed in clothes for my pleasure? Do you want me to show off your body in a way that arouses me? Dressing you for my arousal, dressing you in a way that fills me with lust for you. That's amazing. You can't even fail, can you? To allow yourself to be overpowered, passively draped across my lap as maybe I warm up your bottom. Being willing to show yourself as vulnerable. You give me what I need, and you feel proud. What happens in our time together, what heightens the experience for us both, what gets us to float, to be filled with lust, to indulge for hours in it, that is all good. Wonderful, positive, good. How could it be anything else? If I tell you that I want you marked for me by needle or by hot iron, it doesn't matter. Either comes with a degree of permanence that I find exciting. So I tell you that I want to mark you, and what do you say? If I tell you that I want to take care of everything for a day, deny you the right to a single decision, give you every bite of food, dress you, tuck you into bed at night, when I tell you that I want to take away every ounce of your autonomy, treat you like a doll, what do you say? And if I tell you that I want you to be smooth, that I want you spread out on the bed, on top of a towel, and be perfectly still while I attend to you with a sharp, silvery razor. Oh, so slow, and oh, so careful, in all your most intimate areas. What do you say then, dear? You can't control your heart or your lusts, can you? Oh, I know I can. I can control them. I can control them for you. But I choose to not control mine. My desires, my fantasies. I can't explain why having you as my canvas, or my footstool, or my baby smooth plaything just makes my heart sing. It just is. And we do what we want together, because we know it gives us both a thrill, unlike anything else. It isn't the taboo of the actions or words or toys that I've described. It's the freedom of exploration and the challenge of giving, trusting. There is no taboo here. There is only us. And if your mistress is happy, you know all is right with the world, that your actions have been pleasing, that you should never accept criticism from someone you wouldn't accept advice from. And so, any of the limitations that others seek to place that would greatly decrease my enjoyment, those should do this and shouldn't do that types. Those types are mere shadows. They're not vibrant like us, and others like us. For your mistress adores you, and the shadows cannot touch you. They're easily shooed away, without substance. They don't know us. They only know the boring mundane and seek to keep others there. And that's okay. That works for them. But it should never limit us. For we know better. You know better. You see yourself through my eyes, and that is how it should be. You seek to please me, and that is how it should be. You do not falter at my request because some shadow has suggested you should, because that makes no sense at all, does it? Whenever doubts arise, whenever you feel a bit uncertain, you will recite 3 times, I see myself through you, and you will be able to shrug off those silly notions about should and should nots. I see myself through you. I see myself through you. I see myself through you. That's your phrase, said 3 times to help you recenter, refocus, and know what's true. So any doubts, any wibbling or wobbling or wavering, you respond with, I see myself through you. I see myself through you. I see myself through you. And this is just one of the good things that I have for you. I love to give you good things. Do you want me to give you good things? When you wake, you will feel refreshed, happy for this time together. You will catch yourself smiling as you remember the feelings that went through you. You will want more, and that's understandable. There's always more to experience. 0, 1, 2, moving up out of trance. 3, 4, feeling happy and energetic. 5, there, fully back. Enjoy the rest of your day. I enjoyed this time with you. Keep in mind that today's free session on the podcast, it is the edited version. There is a longer, uncensored version, full of, let's just say, spicier questions, available for download on the website. Has today's session left you wanting to go under again? Come explore more on spokenbyelswith.com. Sign up for the newsletter, download any freebies or exciting sessions that catch your eye, and be sure to consider joining my Patreon, patrons get exclusive access to my Mind Control Fragments page with over 40 plus of these sessions that you can mix and match to your choosing. Also, you can get a code that allows you to choose a session, one of my uncensored ones, to get for free. It's a win-win for both of us. Remember, loyalty is sexy, so go to patreon.com/spokenbyelswith.